Good day, and I'm going to present my system, which is the uh, service finder for customers and skilled workers. And for the introduction, the internet is always available and can showcase your business or services all day long. Online presence makes it easier to market your business and to market your business or services. And in today's technology, finding job and skilled workers online is much more efficient and easier like before. So, sa panahon natin ngayon, alam naman natin kung paano, gaano kabilis mag o lumaganap yung paglaki ng internet o lalo pang paglawak sa makabagong teknolohiyan, especially sa mga online services or mga businesses. Napakadali lang sa panahon ngayon na maghanap. And then, the ability to perform tasks that require the use of certain tools and technology involves mastery for the intended users in different scenarios. In this regard, the knowledge in a technical skills capability is seen as practical in nature, which allows an individual to complete the task in a real world. And skilled worker are very hard to find, especially kapag bago lang yung isang tao sa isang lugar. Minsan nahirapan siya kung saan siya maghahanap ng, especially or kapag nasiraan siya ng mga gamit sa bahay, like for example, nasira yung mga tubo ng tubig, ganun. And then, or finding mechanic or carpenter sa isang lugar, and then hindi naman natin alam lahat kung paano yun hanapin, or hindi ganun kadali. Nasanay kasi tayo sa mga referral para sa ating mga kaibigan, sa mga pagtatanong lang sa ating mga kaibigan. Kaya the proposed system would help the skilled workers to showcase their talent, and they will no longer stay at one place. So many clients or customers did not know how to find skilled workers in their area, but through this app or through this website or web page, the clients will able to see the skilled workers such as carpenter, mechanic, electrician, welder, and many more. So this web page would give a lot of opportunities to the people who have skills, and this web page or system would help them to have an income. And then the statement of the problem. So the general problem is many skilled workers like mechanic or electrician and many more are having a hard time to find, especially nga yun nga yung kapag bago ka lang sa isang lugar, and then or especially kapag sa mga nasisiraan ng mga sasakyan sa daan. And then hindi naman kaagad makakakita ka ng mga mechanic or ng mga electrician. And then especially if there is an emergency, yun nga. And then this study aims to provide the solution by developing a website to easily find and hire skilled workers and help the customers to easily find talent. So the specific problem, which is the traditional way of asking friends, relatives on whom to call, especially during house renovation, yun na yung pipelining upgrade or any other maintenance needed in the place is still good. However, the traditional way leads you to limited numbers of non-skilled workers that can be hired. And then, lastly, yung skilled workers are staying at one place. And then, here, the objective of this study. So the goal of this study is to create a project catalog where the skilled workers categorize by its expertise and to provide efficient and helpful way to finding skilled workers in Service Finder. On Service Finder or in serv on or in Service Finder, skilled workers can create a profile that helps to highlight their skills, experience, and expertise. And when the customer have something wants to do, they can create a service posting and able to see the worker's profile. And then the Service Finder's specific goals and modules are listed below. So number one, which is yung creating an administration or admin module that would managing and monitoring the user's records or personal information, and then updating and creating new uh, user type, and then producing reports or uh, generating reports. And then number two, which is the uh, uh, so number two, which is the uh, workers module that would create a service or create type of service and add service coupon or create schedule and update customer services or update customer services status, and then workers can change password and or deactive their account, and then generating report such as uh, like the daily services or daily uh, appointment, and then see their remaining balance, and then the daily income or monthly income. And then and the last module, which is for the customers, uh, that would find services and then view order details or service invoice, and then support ticket, and then can edit profile, and then can update password. And then sa scope and the limitations naman, the study focus on helping the clients to easily find skilled workers, and for the workers, they can market their services through this web page or uh, through the system. And then through the system would help both user and worker, and it may manage the category of the specific worker that you need. And then, so the limitation naman, this study is exclusive only to the worker that has skill that relates on the category of work that this web page looks for. And the significance of the study, the researcher creates this web page or system to help the worker and the user to their needs and problems in their specific things. The app or the web page that will develop has records history for the user and worker. It has all the category of the work that are applicable, and it will benefit to the user and to the worker. The researcher will develop a web page that is easy to use for the user and for the worker, because not all the users and workers are knowledgeable in technology. So chapter 2, which is the theoretical framework. So review of related literature. Job seeking usually involves different types or different ways to look for jobs, such as through personal contacts, direct telephone calls to employers, job agency office, scanning online job listings, and etc. Before the internet uh, became widely used as a method of seeking jobs, job seekers spent a lot of time using various methods to look for job openings. And today, job seekers use online methods which are very convenient and save a lot of time. So Galan, Achilles, the following methods to be the traditional ways of recruitment, or, or the old ways of recruitment. The current meta-analytic review examine the effectiveness of job search intervention in facilitating job search success, obtaining employment, major theoretical perspectives on job search interventions, including behavioral learning theory, theory of planned behavior, social cognitive theory, and coping theory, were reviewed and integrated to derive a taxonomy of critical job search intervention components, summarizing the data from 47 experimentally or quasi experimentally evaluated job search interventions. We found that the odds of obtaining employment were 2.67 times higher for job seekers participating in job search interventions compared to job seekers in control group who did not participate in such intervention programs. So, database. PHP MyAdmin is a piece of software made specifically for managing databases. It stores and retrieves information when other hosted um, application or other hosted applications did it. Instead of reinventing the wheel by writing their own code to perform the same thing, software developers will frequently employ PHP MyAdmin functionality to look after the databases when creating new business applications that store information in a database. And as a result, creating database application is simpler, quicker, and less expensive, while also increasing its security, scalability, and reliability. So the programming language, which is the PHP, is an open source server-side server-side programming language that can be used to create websites, applications, customer relationship management systems, and more. It is widely used general purpose language that can be embedded into HTML. This functionality with HTML means that the PHP language has remained popular with developers as it helps to simplify HTML code. Being an open source language, PHP provides an easy way to customize it according to client requirements and skill sets. So here's the conceptual framework for the output. The manual process of employing skilled workers, and then the customers data, skilled workers data, and the programming language. And then for the process, the computerized way of employing a skilled worker, and then system purposes and functions, database and user interface, and then creating account for customers and creating account for workers. And then the output, which is the service finder. So the chapter 3, which is the methodology. So the project design and or the data flow diagram. So from here, the worker can add their services or their expertise, and then process it on the web page or or system, and then the admin can also add user and add new admin and see all or view all statistics inside the system, and then the worker can also see the service reviews, and then the order status or the booking status, and then for the customers, they can avail service, they can change their password and see their service status, and then they can rate the worker, um, if okay ba, they can rate, uh, and then for the payment, which is the uh, sa payment, pwede i-process siya sa process niya or method niya, which is yung pwede siyang COD or cash on delivery of after matapos ng isang task or ng isang trabaho. So the project development naman. So the researcher designed and developed the system using PHP, PHP and the other helpful software required for the system's development. The system development lifecycle, or SDLC, serves as a foundation and structure in developing the system. It is the most common and traditional system development methodologies in system analysis and design. So the planning phase, the researcher gathered information in the locale that tends to solve the problem of the traditional way of finding skilled workers. So the analysis phase naman is the researcher look for the current system on how individuals employ a skilled worker to do such job. And for the design phase naman, the researcher design user interface forms and normalize the sample forms and documents for the database layout and design. And then sa development phase naman, the researcher use PHP for the front end, and PHP admin as the back end of the system. So the testing phase, which is the testing will be conducted to the target user of the system to evaluate the system's acceptability. And then for the maintenance phase naman, the researcher will update the system according to the user's specification and needs. And instrument and technique use. This section mentioned the tools and materials used by the researcher in order to acquire information and to analyze the problems of the existing web page, which is the evaluation form. These forms were given to the target users and respondents who will review the system with regard to its correctness, convenience, efficiency, security, and speed. It is a form with criteria that examines the viability of the uh, web page. And then the other tools, or which is the statistical treatment of data, the tools that the researcher used to get the to get the average of the collected evaluation survey, and then the weighted average is calculated by providing some of the individual values different weights. And then the weighted mean is equivalent to the arithmetic mean of all of the weights are equal. That, and then can be no negative weights, or weighted average have an have a systems for data analysis, weighted differential analysis, and integral calculus. So for the chapter 4, and then the results and discussion, and the project technical description. In order for the system to perform well, the following hardware and software requirements must be met. And then for the software requirements, which is Windows or operating system or system, and then the PHP, and then PHP My Admin. And for the hardware requirements, for the RAM, uh, 512 MB or higher. And then for the client naman na nagamit hard disk, which is 80 GB, and then hard disk for server monitor, which is 160 GB, and then mouse, and then the keyboard, and then the printer. And then the project limitation and capabilities. So the service finder was an integration of admin user, customer user, and worker user. The capabilities and functionality of each type of user are listed below. Number one, the admin user is capable of allowing the admin to manage the workers and customers' information and services, and service approval, and add new or creating new admin uh, for its role, and then verifying customers and workers account, and then generating report. And number two, the worker user is capable of create creating type of services, and add service coupon, and create day or schedule, and update customer services or service status. And then the workers can change um, his or her password or the active account, and generating report. uh, Generating report, just such as the total book appointment, and also um, his or her balance, um, the total income for total or the monthly income or the daily income. And then the last, which is for the customer user, is capable of find services, and then view order details or service invoice, and then support ticket, um, edit his or her profile, and then update password. And then for the chapter 5, which is the summary, conclusion, and recommendation. And in this chapter, the researcher provides a broad review of the study findings, findings drawn in context of the study's goals, and suggestions for improving the study's functionality and capability. And for the summary, due to the inconvenience experienced by the customers in finding skilled workers to do such tasks, the researcher has come up a system or web page which is a web page that help the customers find a service and a skilled worker through this web page. And the researcher use a variety of approaches and analytical tools to design and create the system, including the system development lifecycle, data flow diagrams, hierarchical input process output or the IPO diagrams, and program flow and program flow that help the researcher create the system. And the evaluations finding shows that the system successfully satisfies the needs of users who are looking for services and skilled workers. And for the conclusion, and An administration module or the admin module created by the researcher is capable of managing, monitoring, updating, and adding new user type and producing inventory reports or generating reports. The researcher created a module for registration for all the users to access the web page and hire skilled workers. The researchers develop a billing module that is capable of customers paying cash using e-money such as the PayPal or bank transfer, request to admin for payments withdrawal, and a workers module created by the researcher is capable of adding new services, schedule, create schedule, and monitor pending service, review the previous service that is already done, update password and the active account, and functionality, usability, reliability, performance, and supportability were all the considered in the evaluation of the system. The evaluation's results demonstrate the system successfully satisfies users' needs for services and skilled workers. And for the recommendation, the researcher made the following suggestions in order to improve the system's performance and capabilities even more. And first, the web page can be domain for users to access it anywhere and anytime. And for the second recommendation, which is the system could have different types of services. And for the last recommendation, which is the system could have a chance to be a mobile app in the future. And that's it. Thank you.